Alright, I'm going to work out a couple of long division and synthetic division problems. I'm going to give you a background on what's going on here because most of the Algebra 1 stuff you do is just kind of thrown at you and said, here, learn this. Why do this? Because you're going to need to graph things. You're going to need to divide things. You're going to need this in calculus when you break things down to integrate them more easily. Sorry, it's a crappy answer, but you're going to use it later is as good as I've got. Now, what I've done to this point is shown you long division. X minus 5, and then it's x to the third plus 0x squared, because we need a placeholder, plus 2x plus 1. So we say x times x squared, and we put it above the x squared, and then we multiply x to the third minus 5x squared. Then we subtract down, and the easiest way to do that is change the signs and add. These cancel, which is the whole bloody point, so they better cancel. 2x plus 1. How many times x going to 5x squared? 5x times, multiply down, 5x squared minus 25x. Change the signs, 27x plus 1. How many times is x going to 27x? 27. Multiply down, 27x minus 135. Change the signs, 136. So this is the answer we get, plus 136 over the divisor. And that is more or less our answer right there. Something called synthetic division, which I highly recommend learning. You have a divisor of x minus 5, you set it equal to 0, and you say, well, 5 is what works. So you write down 5 and you put it in what I call a notch. I've seen a lot of people call it different things. And then you put down the coefficients from here. 1, 0, 2, and 1. The number one thing people miss in this process is the 0, because when you're doing long division it becomes obvious you're missing 1, but when you're just writing down coefficients it's not quite as obvious. And here's how it works. You bring the 1 down. You multiply 5 times 1, add them, multiply 5 times 5, add them down, multiply 5 times 27, add them down. And you're probably sitting there going, what the hell just happened? If you're smart, and you are, you would not be taking this class if you weren't, you might notice some parallels from over here to over here. I won't go into them. I see things very differently when I explain it to students. They all look at me as if I have a fifth head. So, what just happened? Well, you divided an x to the third by an x, you're going to get, stop. 1x squared plus 5x plus 27 plus a remainder of 136, and you put it over your divisor. And you might notice that's the same thing. So that's called synthetic division. Really easy to use. Solve it, drag the first one down, multiply, put it here, drag them down, multiply, put it here, drag them down, so on and so on. I will show you how to do it with a coefficient that's kind of messy like on the bottom here, but I don't recommend it. If you are in this situation, I highly recommend that you just do long division. So I tried to mess with people by giving them the coefficients in a weird order here. So we write 2x minus 3, this is the long division, and we get 2x squared minus 4x plus 5. And again, if you have a number here, I strongly recommend you just do it with long division. That's just my 2 cents. What times 2x is 2x squared? X. X times 2x is 2x squared. Hey, I did it right. Minus 3x. Change them. We get negative x plus 5. What times 2x is negative x? 1/2, negative 1/2. Negative 1/2 times 2x is negative x, positive 3/2. Switch the signs, and you will get, if we multiply this by 2 over 2, you get 10 over 2. 10 minus 3 is 7/2. So the answer is x minus 1/2 plus 7/2 over 2x minus 3, which is very weird looking, is what it is. Now, what did I say is first step if we're going to do synthetic division? 2x minus 3 equals 0, 2x equals 3, x equals 3/2. 3/2 goes in the notch, and we've got 2, -4, 5. Just occurred to me I should make sure I'm not screwing this up. Alright, looks good. So we're going to get a very different answer here. Well, not very different, but we're going to get a different answer, and that's why I don't recommend doing it this way. Bring the 2 down, multiply, we get 3, add down, multiply, we get -3/2. Hey, we just did that over here, we get 7/2. So here's why I don't recommend it. Since you have something on the bottom, synthetic division gets all messed up, and you have to divide just the first 2, not the remainder, by 2, so that you get 1x, there it is, -1/2, there it is, remainder hasn't changed, over that. We played with this the first time we did synthetic division in class and said, what's going on? Why doesn't this work? Why does this work? And we couldn't figure it out. It just gets very messy when you have that number out front. So that's it. Good luck.